So MRI day, we had to be there bright and early. Our appointment was at 10. They told us to get there at 9. And I understood why by the time we get there. There's a lot of prep just to make sure that the kid is dressed, eat, and ready to go. So they timed it all perfectly. So by the time we went in to the MRI area, I fed him a bottle of milk and he pretty much knocked out the whole time. But before that, setting him up, they had to give him an IV because they are doing an MRI with contrast. So I guess they had to inject something into him. And actually never crossed my mind that that is a thing. I used to be a claims adjuster where I review medical records all the time. I see MRI with contrast, without contrast. I don't even think much of it. They don't even value that much difference, maybe $50 more just to have to sit into an MRI machine. But I personally never been inside of an MRI machine, but both of my kids unfortunately had to go through one at under 1 year old. So who knows? And apparently there are like different levels as well. Because they're, I remember when my first son had to go through it, it felt a lot quicker, maybe 15-30 minutes. It wasn't as intensive and no IV was needed. But this one, I think they wanted the full head scan, both eyes, head, and everything, just to 100% rule out everything. So we did that. The IV was kind of hard just to watch them stab him and pin him down to straighten up his arm. That wasn't the easiest thing to watch, but eventually he calmed down pretty quickly. We gave him the milk and then was pretty much sleeping the whole time inside of the MRI machine, which is nice. They did let me stand in there just to watch. They gave me a button to press if he ever wakes up and looks uncomfortable and I ever want to stop it for whatever reason. I do like that. The Children's Hospital in Needham, Massachusetts is very accommodating. It's a newer place, newer branch at least, and free parking, so that's always nice. All these visits do start to add up in terms of medical bills, parking, gas, or electric. I'm driving a Tesla, but everything adds up. But yeah, so once the procedure began, the first few times, it sounds pretty loud and obnoxious. They do give me headphones, not headphones, earplugs. They gave my son earplugs as well, and yeah, he's all covered up and bundled up and pretty much laying still the whole time, which was nice. It felt like it was forever in there because I gave him the milk to drink before going to enter the MRI machine. But I didn't want to toss him there right away because I had to burp him, make sure he is sitting up right for at least 10 minutes. They didn't even have a clock in there. So I was just counting in my head from 1 to 1,000. I think I lost count at 600 or 700. But eventually I pressed the button, called them in, and they started the procedure. It was pretty painless. It was hard just sitting there and standing there, walking around, making sure my son's okay, but he was laying pretty comfortably. He started to wiggle a little bit at the end, maybe at the 30 or 40 minute mark. Who knows, but it felt like I was just in a time capsule hearing these loud buzzing noises. It's actually kind of terrifying, actually. Good thing he's just a couple of weeks old and don't know any better, but if I was an adult laying in there, it's pretty scary stuff. But yeah, so the MRI was eventually done. Yeah, I was sitting in there, no cell phone, no nothing, just standing and watching, waiting for the tech and nurses do their job. And yeah, finally we were done, get to go home. And then the tech were looking at the results as well. It was done on Friday, so unfortunately we're not gonna hear about it until Monday, and Monday we are scheduled for the examination under anesthesia. So that's gonna be an half an hour procedure, but everything leading up to it is a whole big ordeal because our appointment is at 7, but 4 hours ahead of time we have to stop feeding him milk, and then he can drink his glucose water 2 hours after that. Then we make our way into Boston, go inside. They even told us to go an hour ahead of our appointment, so it was a lot of times and a lot of things to track of, and the process is only going to last half an hour, but they are going to keep him overnight, and they had to put him the breathing tube just because he's so young, make sure he's still breathing. If not, they'll pump in some oxygen. It's yeah, so that is next on the list. And as right now, we're still anxiously waiting for the MRI results as well as that, so I'll keep you guys updated on how the anesthesia is gonna go. So they only let one parent stay in a hospital, so mom's gonna stay there overnight with the little guy, and then we actually just drop off my big guy at the aunt's house. So luckily he get to have his slumber party there, and I'll pick him up tomorrow. But I'll keep you guys updated on this journey, and hopefully we get good results from the MRI and the exam. I know good is subjective at this point, but we'll take the best good that we can get, and I'll keep you guys posted.